We up. We up. Back in business.
All right.
20. What's this? 2022 now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
2022. We back. Sports mix with my guys. The round table. Happy New Year, fellas.
Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year.
How was your holiday?
That was cool.
Pretty good.
Was Santa Claus good to you, fellas?
Santa who?
Yeah.
Was Santa Claus good to the fellas, man?
Yeah. Santa Claus was cool. Santa Claus always cool, man.
And Baby New Year, you know, did y'all celebrate with Baby New Year last Friday?
Yeah.
Pop champagne and all that good stuff.
Shit,
I can't
man.
really do champagne, but I had some proof though.
Man, I be watching movies, man.
I popped the bottle.
Movie.
I was actually playing my Madden. I was playing my Madden game until like 11:55, man. I was playing. I'm Dallas, and I was playing Seattle.
Oh, okay. I ain't watched the ball drop since the homie Dick Clark passed away, man. For real.
Damn.
Let me tell you this. It must have been CNN. Anderson Cooper and
his boyfriend.
Oh man.
Yeah, let's keep it real. His boyfriend.
Shit,
yeah,
man.
It was like an episode of Empire out there. Like,
damn. I mean,
juicy.
Juicy. Just in the little 2-3 minutes that I was like, what?
Yeah, man. Come on, man.
Don't make like take the spit out of your mouth, man. Damn.
Yeah. Well, we back, man. 2022. Back in the building
with some new shit.
Hope everybody's New Year was a good one.
Yes, sir. Above ground.
I bought it in. Yeah, well, above ground was good. I bought it in. I just, I was in the house pretty much.
Okay.
Popped the bottle, toasted by myself. You know what I mean?
Okay. I got you.
All good.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So, we did our Happy New Year's up to the fellas. So,
like Kelly Nicole was in the crib tonight.
Happy New Year's, Kelly. Thanks for your support.
Ow.
So before we get started, CB, he brought up, he was playing the Madden game. John Madden passed away last week. So, I mean, I'm sure, all of us are our age to have remembered him as a coach. We don't know him just from the game. We know him as a coach and as one of the best commentators that ever did it from a football standpoint. He passed away last week before the new year. So, send condolences out to the Madden family and, his extended family for real, which include a lot of people that we know that enjoy playing that game. So just shout out to, or RIP, I should say, to the Maddens, John Madden. Also, pop culture, Betty White passed away last week. She was, I remember watching her as a little kid on like Mary Tyler Moore show and, the Golden Girls, of course. And, she's been on everything. Pretty popular. Very, very long career. And she looked like she was in good health, when you would see her these last few years. She didn't look like she was, in bad health or anything. She looked like she was maintaining pretty well to be 99 years old when she passed.
No, she wasn't. They said she died peacefully.
Yeah.
I mean, no illnesses or nothing. So.
Yeah. So sending condolences out to Betty White and her family. And then today we learned that Sidney Poitier passed away. And my first recollection of Sidney, of course, was like Let's Do It Again, Uptown Saturday Night. And then of course I learned a little bit more about him, after that, some of the stuff he did prior to that. But that was kind of my introduction to him.
You never saw Mr. Tibbs?
Yeah, I've seen that.
In the heat of the night. Hell
yeah. I've seen that. But I mean, my introduction to him was,
okay, I got you.
with Bill Cosby. That's when I kind of first knew who he was.
I got you.
So yeah,
he played in a movie with I think it was with Katharine Hepburn, Spencer Tracy.
Guess who's coming to dinner?
That's the movie I'm thinking about.
Great movie.
I've seen that movie. I remember watching that movie when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it again when I was maybe like slightly older.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember that there are things that I picked, because as you get older, if I watch it now, there may be things that I probably didn't pick up, in my 40s or in my 30s,
Mm-hmm.
But interesting movie.
Yeah, What's up, Lisa? Lisa Marie?
Lisa in the building. One of my fitness at the 50 round table guests.
Yeah, and that was a good show you did, man. I was in and out, but I really liked I really like that topic.
Appreciate
it. That was straight ahead.
They're gonna be coming back too.
That was really good, man.
We're gonna do something else with them too. So I think it went very well.
So wait a minute, at least on there, are they gonna be wearing like their workout gear while they talking this time? Or
nasty ass?
I'm just asking. I'm just asking for friends. I'm just asking for friends. Are they gonna wear their workout gear?
Leave that up to them.
Yeah.
So you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
So what if they break out in Tybo in the middle of the Zoom? Look, Lisa said, sure, she'll wait.
That might be good for ratings.
Yeah.
I mean, it might get my ratings up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't want to go that route though, man.
I don't know. Let's think about it. No, I'm just I'm just kidding. Nah, that was a great show, man. That was great.
So I liked it.
R.I.P. to Sidney Poitier.
Mm-hmm.
Condolences to the family. Also, one of our guys, he's been on the Sports Mix. One of my best friends, Neil, lost his mom. Last week, and I definitely, want to send a shout out to Neil, his brother Kendall, and their family. Condolences on the loss of your mom. Mom, somebody I've known pretty much all my life. One of those, extended moms you had down the street. So it's send condolences out to my guy and his family on the loss of his mom. So it's tough, and it's just that got to get that out the way. Send your love out, your love and condolences out. And finally, on that, let me get this last one out because this is a guy we all came to love. Homeboy. Celebrate his birthday was the day. Would have turned 51. Our girl Garen Everett, TSPN as we called him. His birthday was the day he would have been 51. Garen passed last spring after a bout with kidney disease. So we'll dedicate the show to Garen tonight. Show was in memory of Garen, man, my guy, our guy. Garen is one that if he was here, he would definitely be a part of the show. You know what I'm saying? He would want to come on and talk sports and talk Ravens for sure. So we'll dedicate the show to Garen tonight, and so we're gonna do this in the spirit of Garen.
I'm gonna tag him too.
So we're gonna have some fun with it.
I'm gonna tag my man.
Garen, we love you. We miss you, brother.
Absolutely.
This is for you tonight. So with that being said, did you have something, Cheese, before we get jumping?
No, I was gonna say to all the people, especially my man Neil, and especially this time of year as well. A lot of people losing loved ones, and I've had friends that I've talked to in recent weeks who are going through different struggles too. Whether it's losing parents, and that struggle never subsides. So just want to give a shout out to them and wish everybody well, because I think a lot of times we lose sight of what people, they get on Facebook, go to work, but they gotta put on that face to get through the day. So
Absolutely.
just give them a shout out. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What's up, Floyd Ransom in the house? What's
brother,
up, man?
brother, what's happening? Man, let's go. Let's just do it, fellas. So the elephant is not in the room. Elephant is all over the globe right now. Mr. Brown.
You sure you want to do this first? Because I might get kicked off the show.
Hey, let's get it out the way. Right out the gate. Let's do it. Antonio Brown. The latest in a long line of I'm not gonna say a long line.
Yeah, say a long line. Man.
I'm not gonna say a long line, but the latest incident with this young man. Boy, he I'm not gonna speculate as to what happened, because there's always three sides to a story. It's his side, their side, and the truth somewhere in the middle. But we're gonna talk about the action, his action, pretty much, and then wherever that takes us, we'll just go with it. But apparently Sunday, some point during the game, he was asked to go back in the game. He refused. They either he was cut on the spot or he wasn't. Well, either way, he decided that he was done. He took shoulder pads off, helmet, threw that shit to the side, and he walked his ass on up the field. Did a little jog, little skip, little jump jack, whatever you want to call it. Waved to the crowd. He went on off the field. All right, so then came all of the speculation as to what happened, what caused it, whatever. I haven't really said what my feelings was on it, because I was kind of waiting, for this. So I'm gonna just say like this. So I look at it a couple of different ways. As a coach, somebody that's a leader of young men, his decision to leave the field in the way that he did is totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. I've seen young men come off the floor in the basketball game, want to rip jerseys off, that kind of shit. We don't do that. We gonna keep our shit on until we off the field totally. If there's some issues, we're gonna discuss it off the field or out of the public eye. And that's how I feel like it should have been dealt with. So what he did, I'm not in agreement with that at all. The method that he chose to do, I'm not in agreement with that at all. I think that it was definitely unprofessional. You know what I'm saying? He should have handled it in a different way. That's what I'll say about the way he left the field. That's one thing. The second way I look at it is, you hear this stuff about, well, maybe he's got some mental health issues going on. And I studied in that field in school. I am not a licensed therapist. I'm not able to diagnose anything, but having worked with people that have diagnoses with mental health disorders and things like that, he displays some characteristics of somebody that may have some diagnosis. You know what I'm saying? Now that's just my unprofessional opinion. Let me be real clear about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in a position to diagnose or say that he have anything is going on. So I'm not going to do that. But when you look at some of the behavior from the last few years, clearly in my opinion, it's something a little off. You know what I'm saying? And just by some of his reactions, just by some of the things that he say, you know what I mean? I would say that he probably have some things that's going on with him. And that's just my opinion. So that's another way that I look at it. The third thing, from a team perspective, because you hear with this guy in particular, he's just the next guy up. Before, you had guys like T.O. You know what I'm saying? You always got a guy that the media will constantly tell you how bad they are for the locker room, how bad this and that and the other.
Mm-hmm.
And I generally don't feed into that. I try to read in between the lines. Some of the stuff that I see some of these guys do, I'll be like, all right, it's a little over the top with that. But also keep in mind, it's entertainment. It's the entertainment business. You know what I'm saying? Sports is entertainment. And these people are in a short window to maximize that entertainment value and to make their money off of it. So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying what he did was right, but some of that shit is entertaining if you look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? Some of it is just pure entertainment. And sometimes, even like if you look at comedians, all comedians not funny to everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What one person find funny may not be funny to the next person. What one person find entertaining may not be entertaining to the next person. You know what I'm saying? So I say it's just those couple ways that I, right off the top of my head, without having written anything down, without really thought about it, because I had all week, and then every day is some new stuff coming up. You know what I'm saying? Now he kind of going after, he said something about Tom Brady, kind of befriending him because he needs them from a football standpoint, versus he befriended him because he just wanted to be his friend type of thing. So some of that could be just him grasping at straws, or it could be how he really feel, because when you got imbalance of your own, you look at everybody with cross eyes. Everybody's suspect. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know Antonio Brown. I never had a conversation with him, so I'm not gonna sit here and say what I'm saying because I know this is how he feels. This is just my speculation. This is what I'm thinking. Could be or may be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm sure as we talk about it, my thoughts will continue to rumble, and I may come up with something else. But what was you guys' thoughts on just what you saw Sunday, and then what's happened since?
Hey, CB, I want to hear what you guys say.
Well, I mean, once I saw what happened on Sunday, I was like, okay, he's having some kind of crisis. Something is going on. And actually, when I saw what was going on, I wasn't watching the game, so it was like a highlight that they broke into the game that I was watching. I was like, man, what the fuck is this guy? So, in the days that had since passed, because this was Sunday. So in the days that since passed, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, particularly Thursday, I believe it was yesterday or Wednesday night, his agent or attorney tweeted like this very long statement. Mm-hmm. And I read all of that, and I tried to read like some of the more recent developments, and I've come to the conclusion that of course, Antonio Brown, of course, he knows exactly what happened. But the players in that locker room, particularly the receiver unit, they know exactly what happened. And they're the ones who's going to say either Antonio Brown is full of shit or he has a legitimate or valid gripe. And the reason why I say that is because, from what I understand, there's an argument at halftime because AB is like, y'all not throwing me the ball enough. So he's pissed that he's not getting the ball enough. He's pissed. Evans and everybody else is trying to calm him down. And from what I heard and read, they was able to calm him down, or to a point where, you know, he wasn't doing all of this shit like in the hallway or whatever. And then, you know, everybody goes out, they do your warm-ups, and you know, I guess like one of the coaches told him to get in the game, and that's what we all know. But then Brown comes back and says he wasn't going to play injured. My first thought when I first heard that, my first thought was like, didn't you play in the first half?
Thank you.
All right, that was my first thought. All right. Then, you know, I'm hearing this about the ankle and ankle fragments, and I'm saying, and then the very long statement from the agent attorney, and I'm saying to myself, this sounds like I fucked up, and I'm gonna throw anything that will stick on the wall. And the only persons that would do something like that outside of their own truth is a person that is desperate. And anybody who dealt with a desperate person is not in their right mind because they're desperate. Whether it be they got to get money to pay rent, whether it be they got to get Pampers for their kids, whatever the situation is, that desperation is going to carry them through. You understand? And so, to me, when I hear you arguing about you want more catches, maybe something with you know, comparing like the financial contract incentives, maybe that had a role, but he says he wants more catches. And I don't know what the coaches said, but then, you know, he was asked to go in. It was almost like a fucking Scottie Pippen. Get in the game, Scotty. No, I'm not going. I'm sitting. I'm not going in. Scotty didn't throw off his uniform, but AB did. And now we hear about the ankle. To me, that's you know, unless one of the players can confirm or unconfirm what AB said, it's like it sounds like he's desperate, or there's desperation. Then you got your attorney and agent, and of course, you know, they're not gonna go against you in public. That, you know, this is crisis management. Mm-hmm. This is crisis management. This is the playbook. This is what we're going to do. Mm-hmm. They coming after you. We're going to go after them. Mm-hmm. And so I'll say that I do believe that at some point, either a player is going to be asked, or there's going to be an anonymous player speaking to the press. Each of which we'll find out whether what happened at halftime, you know, was it about him arguing for more touches, or was he like, look, man, my ankle hurts, man, I can't play. Mm-hmm. So I think that the players know, not Aaron, the players know. And at some point, I think that, you know, this situation will be, well, I don't want to say finalized, but just in terms of everybody outside of that locker room, once we hear from one of those players, and I kind of got the feeling that they're going to say, he wanted the ball, which is going to run counter to everything that happened once I left the locker room.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What you think, Cheese?
What you got, Cheese?
Tell you something. Oh, we're live. This is the Keep It Real Friday, right? This is what we doing. We'll tell you something.
after Thursday before Saturday.
And I'm looking at the comments. And Kenny, I mean, I don't know if you wanted to read some of the comments, but Keon, my cousin, I love you to death, but that's some bullshit. It's bullshit, Keon. I'm gonna tell you why. It might take me a few minutes. Number one, since 2017, one of the most respected people in the league, Mike Tomlin, had enough of Antonio Brown and his antics. Mike Tomlin, one of the most respected men in the game of football, got tired of Antonio Brown's antics. He cried and bitched because he wasn't getting the ball in that particular time. Mind you, he had 130 catches that year. So he wasn't getting the ball that particular game. Antonio Brown is one of the most talented receivers of the last 20 years. Like Tomlin knew this, he got fed up with him. He leaves, he gets released. He goes to the Patriots. Tom Brady. And see, if we're going to keep it real, I want everybody out there to keep it real. And as I tell Kenny every week, if people take the emotion out of what we're talking about and think about this realistically, you had a man who just had a problem with another team come and live in your house just to play with you and the New England Patriots with his family. He goes there. The New England Patriots released him because of accusations of rape. Here's another thing. All the real dudes out here tell me this and keep it real with me. If it was your daughter or your sister who was in those affidavits, you would be coming for his head. Stop the bullshit. Stop the bullshit. He was fit. At the same time, he was accused of these accusations. The New England Patriots had gotten fed up with him that quick. They let him go. He then goes in between time. He goes on YouTube Live, throwing out his girlfriend and his 2 kids, throwing that shit out the front with the police, and he's got a camera on YouTube Live. At that point, the Raiders signed him to a $50 million deal. $30 million was guaranteed.
Oh, that's backwards.
All the motherfucker had to do was get on the fucking field.
You got that backwards.
Well, how was it backwards?
So he went to the Raiders first.
The Raiders first. Okay.
Went to the Raiders first.
Right. But my point is still the same.
They cut him and then he went to New York.
Right. In between that, he still threw his woman out.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact still remains, it was a guaranteed $30 million.
Mm-hmm.
He got into it with Mike Mayock. And before that, he had a problem with a cryo machine where he burnt his feet off and decided he didn't want to play right now practice. So that was some bullshit. So then he goes through it. Then he has the nerve to put the Texans with John Gruden on Instagram and on Twitter.
Wasn't that on Hard Knocks that year?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
I remember.
Mike Mayock went to him and said, "Are you all in?" He said, "Yeah, I'm all in." They had it out. They cut him. They cut him. Now, mind you, fast forward, Tom Brady goes to Tampa Bay. Mm-hmm. The GOAT. He has Antonio Brown. He pitches Antonio Brown to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, to Bruce Arians and management. Bruce Arians did not want Antonio Brown on the team. Mm-hmm. Arians said, okay, Tom wants him on the team. We'll have him come in. Here's the first thing that people don't realize. You don't know what went down behind meetings. You don't know what kind of counseling Antonio Brown got. He could have gotten counseling while he was with the Raiders and the Patriots and with the Bucs. Nobody knows. Mm-hmm. So people say, oh, they should have offered him counsel. You don't know if they did or not. Mm-hmm. Nobody knows.
Correct.
So he gets to the Bucs. Mm-hmm. He goes, he plays, he does a great job. Arians himself says, Antonio Brown grew on me as a person. because I didn't know what to expect when he got in my locker room. It is documented. You can find it. So then at that point, they win a Super Bowl. They have him back the next year. This idiot goes and fakes a vaccination card when he didn't have to. He did not have to. He didn't have to fake it. So you get him there and he's going. Now, fast forward to these games. Okay. Now, mind you, backtrack. Tom let him stay in his house and move to Tampa Bay. So you go to the Jets game. He says, okay, people are not listening. People are not paying attention. That's why I say, people, you got to read in between the layers and do your research. Like CB said, he was disgruntled because he went to Tom Brady and said, oh, it's about Gronk now, because he wasn't getting his targets. That transferred out into the field. He says, okay, well, I don't want to play. Why was Mike Evans trying to stop him? If Bruce Arians was such an asshole or something, do you think Mike Evans would have sat there and said, no, stay here? Now, one of those players have come to his defense since he left. Then on top of that, you say, okay, there's incentives, 8 catches, 55 yards, and a touchdown. Each one will get him $333,000.
Right.
He says, oh, that's messing up my money. Or people say that's messing up his bag. He messed his bag up because those games he missed because he lied about the fucking vaccination card when he didn't have to. He would have been got his incentive. People are not understanding that. But you got players like Cyril Grayson behind him, busting their ass. These young black brothers out here, busting their ass to get a chance to play in the NFL. But this motherfucker right here is blowing it for all of them. No, I'm not. And then you're going to sit there and people say, oh, he's got CTE. No, the fuck you don't. You don't know that because he ain't dead yet. You don't know that. Stop running with the bullshit. You hear? You don't know that. And here's another thing, and I'm gonna keep it a buck with this. It's COVID, it's violence, it's people out here killing each other, people have no jobs, people are really going through it. People really have emotional problems. And I'll give you an example, and it's a light example. Jussie Smollett. He cried about a fire. It's a whole bunch of brothers right now going through that fire, but you know it waters it down when people lie about the fire so they won't come running to help when it really is a fire. My point is you can't blame emotional problems or emotional status on certain things that are fucking common sense all the time. This dude is a train wreck time and time again. And I'm not going to let him soil down other brothers who trying to be in the league, who trying to get paid because of his bullshit. And then you say, okay, well, Tom Brady could have got, how you know Tom Brady didn't get him help to come there? This motherfucker bent over backwards to get him on 2 teams. You kidding? I'm so sick of him, man. I'm sick of him. And then people go back and forth. Okay, if you got this opinion, okay, your Uncle Tom, when the fuck did we become that? When did we become that? When did brothers talking like we in a barbershop become that?
That's some new shit.
Yeah, I've never understood that. This show is about, okay, this is barbershop talk. We keep it real. We keep it 100.
Yep.
How many times have we beefed about and keep it real? And we talking about a guy or a player. This motherfucker ain't shit.
That's just the nature of it.
Yeah, okay. Well,
but you know, and listening to both of you guys again, you know, he's been in the league since 2009.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot of these incidents, a lot of this stuff didn't start until about 2017, 16, 17. You know, kind of when he started with the antics and the extra, right? Again, I'm not licensed to say But I see a whole lot of instability with this guy. You know what I'm saying? I see a whole lot of instability, if that's the better word, right? You know what I'm saying? He's irrational. His emotions are up and down. His thought process is up and down. CTE, I don't know. And nobody knows because you can't really diagnose that until you pretty much dead and where they can examine the brain. But if me using my experience working with people that are irrational and have some imbalance, he's like a prime candidate. He looked like a lot of people that I've been working with. Yeah, the only difference is his shit is public. His shit is for the world to see. He doing it on camera. Everybody get to see it.
Yeah. Ain't stopping from making that whack ass rap song though, did it?
Yeah, but I mean, all of them do that. Kobe did it. Deion Sanders did it.
Come on, man. You can't even put the stop it, man. Let's see, why would you do that?
No.
Why would you do that?
No, we doing what we doing. This guy is taking advantage just like every other athlete.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna put out a rap album.
Right.
Don't mean the shit gotta be good, but they do it. All of them fucking do it. When they get in a position that, well, yo, I got a couple of dollars. I can pay for some studio time and go and I can get this shit out. People gonna listen to it just because it's me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm AB. So now they're gonna listen to it. Where if me and you put out a fucking CD, we're not gonna get that response. We're not gonna get no traction on that shit. So all right, fuck the CD. Let's get off the CD shit. The music. We're gonna get off of that. I'm talking about the actions that this guy displayed, right? And I'm looking at it from a professional standpoint in the field that I work in, the people that I work with on a day-to-day basis. I work with a lot of unstable people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I see behaviors that sometimes I look at them like, yo, what the fuck? Like, why would you do that?
But my point is, if he's not diagnosed that you know of, or if he is diagnosed and you don't know about it, you can't just put it on, okay, oh, he's unstable. No, maybe the motherfucker just fucked up in the head.
First off, I'm trying to be clear that I'm not diagnosing, and I'm not saying that. I'm giving my opinion from working with people who are unstable. When I look at this guy, this is what I see. Now, if he full of shit, he full of shit. He the one got to pay for that.
No, Kenny, no, man.
Pay for that.
No, you're going to have to, I mean, I know this is your show, but no, Kenny, you're going to have to get off the fence, man. Either way, because no, that's bullshit. Because
no. I'm going to stay right where I'm at because I know how dangerous it is to leave that shit alone. So if we just say, fuck it, he just fucked up, throw him away.
I ain't saying that. Come on, man. You know,
but
no.
If we wake up tomorrow, he put a motherfucking gun to his head, then what? Then you will hear everybody saying, man, we should have reached out.
But if he wakes up tomorrow and gives 200 kids toys, you're gonna say, oh, Antonio Brown's a good dude, though.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Well, I don't get into good dude, bad dude. That's another game we play with athletes that I don't fucking like. I like athletes because they entertain me. Whether they good people or not, I fucking could care less.
See, you know what?
Let's start there. I don't really give a fuck if you giving out toys for Christmas or you robbing motherfuckers for Christmas. I don't give a fuck.
Black and white no more, man. No.
I don't care. I don't care about that because everybody can do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about that. Everybody has that.
Right.
What we talking about? The pot tipped over Sunday. When this motherfucker ripped this shit off, threw it on the sideline and walked the fuck off the field. Unacceptable. I'm telling you that straight up. It's unacceptable from any standpoint. It's unacceptable. You don't do that. But what I'm also saying is he displayed a lot of characteristics of somebody that needs some fucking help. The first person that need to know that is him. The first person that need to know that shit is him. So if he's not willing to step back from the spotlight, and the spotlight is the biggest drug of them all. The spotlight, that fucking money is more intoxicating than any of this shit. If he can step away from that and look at himself in the motherfucking mirror and say, look, I need some fucking help. Because something ain't right. If the people that he taking care of that's you know what I'm saying, that's not afraid to tell him, yo, get your shit together. Because they scared he might cut the fucking the well off. If you come at him in a certain way, he might cut you off.
Kenny, how do you know
my rent ain't gonna get paid?
How do you know he has not received help already?
I don't know, but I'm talking just like nobody know what nobody
no,
know.
You just we
all giving opinions.
You just sat here and said, from what you know, he looks like somebody that needs help.
From what I see.
Right. So my question to you is, how do you know, number one, how do you know he has not received help? Number one. I don't know that. Right. So number two, my question is, if he has received help and his track record from the gate has been fucked up, I'm not going to.
Not from the gate.
Kenny, put it this way. For the last 5 years,
he's been in the league since 2009.
Yeah, but he's been in what? I don't know what he was doing when he was in college. He could have been fucking people up and during that time. We don't know.
Right. It's a whole bunch of we don't know.
Kenny, that's my point.
We all speculate.
That's my point. Aaron Hernandez, for example. We didn't know anything that went on at Florida State until he was found murdered. Then we're like, okay, he might have shot 2 more people before.
That's more speculation. More speculation.
And then your boy Keon.
More speculation.
Keon said, yeah.
What's Keon saying?
He crazy as shit, man. You know,
more speculation. But that's what we do. Yeah. When we don't know, and I said this from the first fucking time we did this. When there's something that we don't know about, details we don't know about shit, we tend to make the shit up. We're filling the gaps with what we think fits. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm trying to be very clear and saying, yo, I can't diagnose nobody.
Right, exactly.
And I'm not trying to diagnose them. He might not have no problems. He might just be a fucked up individual. But from my eye, having worked with people that are off, having had some diagnosis, he displayed a lot of them characteristics. That's all I'm saying. Now, I say he could have had help. He could have had sat in a chair with somebody and talked about whatever it is that's bothering him and blew that shit off. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But, you know what I'm saying? What I'm not going to do, I'm not going to discount it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to discount that he could need that help. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether he get it or not, that's up to him. Well, at the end of the day, it's up to him. He's a grown-ass man. He's not a little kid we talking about. This is a 30-something-year-old man, I think.
Right.
He's in his 30s, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
This is a 30-something-year-old man. At the end of the day, he the one got to decide, you know, listen, I got to take a step back. Because right now, all eyes is on him. That shit is feeding ego like a motherfucker. He got Instagram. He got his Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So people, they everything he posts, they on it. They eating that shit up. You know what I'm saying? But when all that shit go away, which it seems like that's probably what's going to take. When the followers dwindle, when no NFL team want to fuck with you, you know what I'm saying? Right now he's still in the game.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay cut him. You know what I'm saying? But he's still in the game right now. You know, he could come back next year. Somebody might give him a shot next year. He's still in the game. So when the lights are finally cut the fuck off on this guy, you know what I'm saying? That's when you're gonna know really what's going on with him. Right now, he in the light. The lights are shining bright like a motherfucker on him. Whether it's positive or negative, the light is on him, and he like that shit. Matter of fact, he love it.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? He loves it. So yeah, he you know what I mean? It's gonna take for them lights to get dim or shot out or whatever the case. But it's gonna take for them lights to get cut off and for that attention to get off his back before he look at himself and say, okay, I gotta do something now. What you got, CB?
You know, that was a very a spirited discussion between you two. I love that. I like that. But you know what I find interesting, and clearly this was like probably one of the, if not the first commentary after AB. around his mental health. And in the days since, I've been hearing a lot of that, you know, his mental health. And I just start to think, like, you know, are we starting to use or disabuse the issue of mental health in the same way that we have done with race? And what I mean by that is that there have been and there are so many issues, and we have like issues of race. We have issues that people call it about race, and it really is not. But then it becomes a source of discussion or debate in order to determine whether it is or not. And so I'm looking at this mental health in general, and this mental health with AB in particular. And, you know, the first question I guess I would ask is, and this may sound like a dumb question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What is it that AB has done that we are saying, oh man, we got to look at this guy's mental health, other than what happened on Sunday? And there's a reason why I'm asking that, because there's all sorts of manifestations of behavior. Mm-hmm. And what I'm finding now is that when we see it, whether it's on the news or Facebook or whatever, with now mm-hmm. we're quick to call it a mental health issue. 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, nope. Mm-hmm. Right. When Ron Artest ran up into the state, there was no issue about him. We found out later, like, yeah. Mm-hmm. You understand? So there's like so many issues, and sometimes, you know, maybe we want to pick and choose, you know, is this a mental health issue? Is this not a mental? You know, to be honest with you, when I only took on the mental health narrative, so to speak, because it seemed like that's what everybody else was on. Mm-hmm. And then, like, you know, I know he has he has these at the very least questionable decisions, you know. And I think Cheese is right. Cheese makes a good point in terms of, we don't know whether he has received counseling or not. You know, you would think, mm-hmm. but we don't know. We don't know if it was offered and he denied it. Mm-hmm. We don't know that. You know, and I do find it interesting that I think at some point, if this war of words between AB and the Cardinals escalate, we may start to hear some of that. Either way. Mm-hmm. We provided mental health, but, you know, same thing with what's going on with Simmons. Mm-hmm. But we know that situation with Simmons because we heard it from Philly and we heard it in the Philadelphia news media. We don't know of that with AB. Mm-hmm. We just don't know. So there are still questions. The only point that I'm trying to make is, and with Big Fella has, you know, he outlined his disclaimer several times, but I don't think you even need to do that, man, you know. But I dig it. I dig it. But I think, like, too often the general public, we are reaching into the bag and we grabbing mental health, because to me right now it's easy, and right. Maybe it's appropriate, mm-hmm. but maybe it's not. And the thing is that while we in this post-COVID, you know, and dealing with mental health, it's on the radar, as it should be. You know, it's something that should be and needs to be dealt with. But at the same time, we don't want to call everything, a mental health without even understanding exactly what is mental health.
Right, exactly.
That's all. And it's the same thing that goes with race.
But
and then what happens is, regular everyday working folk, we start to swim into this fucking narrative that somebody poured the water in, and we just swim in it. We just follow the leader.
And that was
without being like, whoa, wait a minute. You see what I'm saying? So that's all I'm suggesting.
But I'm a see. And again, I throw my disclaimers out there because we live in a soundbite world. I don't want somebody to take nothing I said and say I'm offering professional opinions. So I want to be real clear about what I'm saying.
I can dig it.
So I'm also going to say, I'm an advocate. I'm an advocate for mental health.
Me too. Absolutely.
And being on top of your mental health, whether you are a millionaire, billionaire, or 100aire.
Or a working class person.
Well, 100aires. You know what I'm saying? People that you check the check or no check.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? But mental health, especially in our community, is something that's been not even undiagnosed. It's something we don't even
undermined. It's been undermined.
It's something that we kind of look over. You know what I'm saying? It's something that we haven't taken seriously. You know what I mean? Because it's like it was almost thought that if you went and got some help, that something was wrong with you. Something wrong with you just for going. You know what I mean? We like to pray everything away. Right? We like to take it to God, take it to Jesus, and pray it away. You can't pray some of that stuff away. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I work with two young men in my time working with people in the last few years that have been both were sexually assaulted, right? At a younger age. So I dealt with them as teenagers. The behaviors that they exhibited, right, based off of what happened to them. Now, a lot of the people that they come in contact with on a day-to-day basis have no clue what happened to them. I know what happened to them because I was working with them. I was the case manager, but I'm talking about some of the behaviors. One in particular, man, this kid was overly aggressive. You know what I'm saying? And would fight at the drop of a hat, right? He was over-sexual, wanting to prove that he wasn't homosexual because of what happened to him, right? Now, the one thing that was clear in his treatment was, young man, you got to deal with this. You got to learn how to deal with what happened to you. Because if you don't, you're gonna cause yourself or somebody else some harm. You know what I'm saying? And we, when in the time that I worked with them, that was the hurdle. You know what I'm saying? We could get over every other hurdle, but once we got to that, you got to deal with this. Because if you don't deal with it, it's gonna haunt you forever. You're gonna always be trying to prove yourself in places you don't have to prove yourself. You know what I'm saying? So not that I'm trying to compare this with that, but I see this guy doing a lot of things that are very irrational, a lot of emotional type decisions. I want the ball. Throw me the ball. So instead of, let me go talk to Tom, let's talk in the meeting when we watching film or different ways I can get the ball, he just reacts. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's in Pittsburgh with Ben Roethlisberger, whether it's in Oakland, whether it's with Tom Brady, it don't matter. So we see this. You know what I'm saying? I saw somebody talk about with the furniture off the balcony and all that. These are overreactions to something that probably wasn't going his way. Which, from the lens that I look at stuff from, thanks to my Coppin State education, shout out to Coppin.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Coppin.
Oh, it's some imbalance from my perspective. Now, is he going to deal with that? We will see. And personally, I wouldn't give a fuck if he played another down to football. I really wouldn't. If football really don't matter to me, I look at the human. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason we know him is because he played football and because he's an athlete. That's the only reason we even know who the hell he is. Mm-hmm. But it's Antonio Brown type behavior all around us. You know what I'm saying? We run into this shit all the time in the supermarket. You see somebody out of fucking control. What is wrong with them? That's the first thing we all say, right? Somebody, you know, they fussing with the cashier about some shit. It's all around us. So, yeah, from a mental health perspective, I think it's more in our face. We start to hear more about it because people are more aware. You know what I'm saying? You got more people in his position, people that are more visible are starting to speak out about their mental health challenges. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like when you kind of mention race, where it's kind of being sometimes race kind of become the argument. The reason race is still an argument in 2022 because it was never fucking dealt with to begin with. We want to act like none of that shit never happened. You know, we kind of want to change the narrative on some stuff. You know, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, it was fucked up. It's still fucked up. You understand what I'm saying? So
fucking Keon, man.
So I'm saying, you know, we got to start dealing with this shit. You know what I'm saying? We got to start dealing with it in our communities as a whole. You know what I'm saying? It got to be more emphasis put on people's mental health and their mental stability. Because I'm gonna tell you, and this last thing on that, because one of the things, I'm gonna take y'all back to Coppin. So I was at Coppin 2015 when the Freddie Gray shit broke out, when the city was in the uproar. So Coppin is right up the street from all of that. Right? So we're sitting in class, and I was in my last. Well, I had another 2 semesters to go after that. So we get at the end, you know, professors are talking about prospective jobs for, you know, us when we graduate, if we stay in the field, whatnot. And so one of the jobs that one of the professors talked about was in the mental health field with a lot of the military guys coming back, you know, that's been like in Iraq, Iran, they've been in these war zones, they're coming back, they're gonna have big mental health needs. So I raised my hand up. I said, when we gonna address the mental health that's going on right outside these windows? You know, right up 2-3 blocks from here. When we gonna start dealing with some of that? Some of the trauma that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. You know what I'm saying? That we normalize. Like when we gonna start dealing with that? You know, it's crickets. It's crickets. You know what I'm saying? Because it's almost like it's accepted that you know, we live in these fucked up conditions. You know, and I had somebody say to me, when I was driving Uber, I had picked up 2 couples, and they kind of said to me, well, you know, why don't these people just move? You know, why don't they just leave? Why would you live like that? Why did they say that to me? You know what I'm saying? Now, I had a real direct route. I had a direct route that I could have took them where they're going. So they didn't know what they was fucking with. So I took their ass through the hood. Now I said, now we're gonna take the long way. And now you gonna listen to me. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't live where they live because that's where they want to be a lot of times. People live where they can live at. People live where they can afford to live at. And they just gotta accept what comes with it. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. You know what I'm saying? Until you know better, you can't do better. You understand? And so,
yeah.
You know, we look at, we talk about violence in our neighborhoods. Wow, you know, we killing each other at an alarming rate every year. It's just murder, violence, all that shit. This is what these motherfuckers know. You know what I'm saying? From fucking 5 and 6 years old, when you walk out your door and you see somebody that shot on your fucking curb. You know what I'm saying? You see people that shot or people that's, you see violence all the time. Your mom and your dad fussing and fighting in the house because they don't know how to resolve conflicts other than to go at each other's necks. So what you think you're going to do when you go to school? You know what I'm saying? What you think these kids are going to do when they sit in your classroom, Mr. Brooks? We dealt with that shit. Kids that don't know how to resolve conflict, the first thing they do is go to 100. This is what I do. Until they meet somebody like Mr. Brooks, where they understand Mr. Brooks is not the enemy.
That's right.
And Mr. Brooks is somebody I actually can talk to. But how long do it take you to get to that?
Shit, sometimes it take a whole fucking school year.
Yeah. And so
sometimes it takes 2.
And these are the challenges. You know what I'm saying? We talking about. And so, I'm a advocate for mental health every chance I get. You know what I'm saying? If I'm wrong about it, I'm wrong, but I'm not going to discount it.
Now, Kenny,
I'm not going to discount it.
Kenny.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not going to beat the dead horse because this is kind of the same thing, but I understand being an advocate for mental health on one hand, but on the other hand, you say you don't care what they do off the field. Now, my point and what I've been trying to say and what I say all the time is the points that LeBron James, Muhammad Ali, Kurt Flood, all these guys before, they have important roles to play off the field. And my point is, you got kids watching. You got little kids in the inner city watching. That it's very important what they do off the field. I'm not going to sit here and say, okay, I don't care what you do off the field. Like a lot of NFL teams and NBA teams, I don't care what you do off the playing surface as long as you produce for my money and for my company in between the playing lines. That's not how it's going to work now. In my opinion, a lot of these players have shown a lot of balls, and I get on Kyrie a lot, but one thing, my man stood on his ground. He said, you know what? This is what I feel, and this is how it's going to be. I'm not going to sit here and say that AB doesn't have mental issues, but I'm not going to just let him skirt and say, okay, you can't not be held accountable when you got kids and you got high schoolers watching you. And on top of that, it's an integrity thing. We have this thing in the hood where, okay, if we go places and we got this old school saying, you get in a fight, well, I can't leave you hanging. You know, we're going to get beat up together. What happened to integrity with grown folks saying, okay, Tom Brady has helped me in my situation in my life for the last 3 years. I'm uncomfortable or I don't feel right about this situation on the sideline, but I'm not going to throw my shit in the stand and walk out on the man who's helped me get back in the league. Where's the integrity? Where's the loyalty? We don't have it. So I'm not going to sit here and say, okay, well, whatever he does outside the plan, you know, as long as he produces. No, because that's what they want. That's what they want. They want to see niggas acting a fool. We can't have that no more.
But I'm gonna say this. Okay. I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
We talking about integrity from somebody that could be unstable. So what I'm saying is the actions that I'm seeing show some instability.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Now, as far as not caring, I'm in the moment. You gotta understand that I'm in the moment. So I'm a little excited, right? Not that I don't care.
I know you do. I know you do. I know you do. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, especially in his case, I'm more concerned about that young man, getting himself together.
Right.
If there are some issues that need to be worked out. Right. Now, I say I don't care if he never play another down of football. I think I was clear about that. Right. But with respect to, you know, because we got these great examples of, you know, and you named a few, LeBron, Ali, you know, Kurt Flood. You know, we also know that everybody not going to be that.
Exactly right.
We know everybody can't be that. You know what I'm saying? So for every Ali, you know, you're gonna have name somebody. You know what I mean? You gonna have so we gotta understand that when you got somebody on this end of the spectrum, it's gonna be somebody on that end of the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's up to us. You know what I'm saying? It's up to people like us to make sure we highlight those good deeds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got to highlight the good deeds when they doing them. You know what I mean? Because like you say, when an incident like this come up, everybody talking about it. Everybody talking about it. Everybody want to have an opinion about it, right? But if it was AB and he was doing, you know, the toy drive and he was doing the holiday turkey giveaways and all of the things that we applaud, you know, especially during the holiday time, because it's AB, it might be crickets. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna have that segment of people that's gonna wait, because he's gonna do something. He gonna have an incident like Sunday where we can say, see, I told you. And so like I'm careful. I'm careful, man, at this point where I'm going to throw people away or roll them up under the bus. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he went out and killed some people, that's a whole different thing. You know what I mean? That's a whole different thing. I'm just looking at what I see. You know what I'm saying? And what I see is a guy that I would say, the hell with football. This guy needs some help. And he got to have some friends and some people in his corner that's going to, you know, look at him and say, listen, man, we got to do something. Because the rate you're going, you know, your money train going to run out, because at the end of the day, nobody going to want, even if you don't play football, the opportunities for you to make money outside of football, like in media, in, you know, business with certain people, and that shit going to dry up. Ain't nobody going to fool with you because of the behavior. So, you know what I'm saying? At this point, he's 30-something years old. He got to be looking past football anyway. You know what I mean? And I don't know his personal business. So I don't know if he invested his money. I don't know, you know, what kind of business adventures he got going on outside of football. I don't know. Really, and like I say, I can't care about that because I'm looking at the person. I'd rather you fix the person and everything else will fall in line. That's kind of how I look at that. And I'm looking at this guy in particular. You know what I'm saying? I got a picture of him up on my screen. That's why I keep pointing, because I'm pointing right at him to get your shit together. And if I was in his circle, that's the conversation I would have with him. You know what I'm saying? And if it took for me to have to put my hands on him to get the point across, I would do that. And I would do that for either one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? If I felt like, yo, come on, Cheese, you out of control right now, man. We gotta get your shit together. I'll meet you over the track. You know what I'm saying? I'll meet you over there on the track.
I calm down, man. I calm down.
Look, in your corner over there, in your corner over there. I'm like, yo, come on, get your shit together, man. Come on, man.
It's all love, man. It's all love.
Always. But you know, I don't know what his inner circle look like. You know what I'm saying? And I just hope and pray that he got somebody in his corner that's gonna have him to kind of look away from the attention. And let's look within, brother, and let's get you some help. Mm-hmm. Now, like I say, if he's just a fucked up individual, mm-hmm. and he just showing who he is, well, can't do nothing but blame himself.
See, that's a side that I kind of lean on, mm-hmm. because I'll be honest, and you know, like what I see from him, like I'm not seeing a mental health issue. I'm just seeing somebody that's just like caught it to and just fucked up, and he just took it to another level. We'll see, you know, I could very well be wrong, but what I look like I'm not an expert on NFL players and their you know, their activities outside of the NFL. But you know, we all hear of like this dude, Clinton Porter. He just got sentenced the other day for some bullshit. You know, we hear of not too long ago there was some football player who beat the shit out of his girlfriend, right? And I think he posted something online or something like that. So like behavior like that, I don't hear anything about mental behavior, mental illness, mental health. And so that's why I'm like, that, you know, when I look at AB and I'm like, okay, he did all of this, but he went to a Nets game that night. He went to a Nets game, sat on the thing there and sat there and took pictures for the press. You know? And I'm not saying that's not indicative or reflective of not having a mental health issue. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying that if we're going to call what he did as indicative of a possible mental issue, I mean, shit. I mean, I will look at the newspaper tomorrow, or I do a little bit of research on these NFL. I think that there can be, if that's what we're going to do. And the point that I'm making is, I think that there's a sort of selectivity going on. That's a mental health issue, but that is not.
Exactly.
And the ones who are doing that, they know just as much about it as I do.
Exactly.
A little bit more, a little bit less.
Yeah.
It's just like what Big Fella said. It's an opinion. And I think that's why I don't really like you know, I really don't see it. But then I do see some inconsistency between him and maybe some other players who do.
I'm gonna say this.
Bullshit.
I'm gonna say this. In the criminal justice, right? There are a lot of people who are charged with various crimes that go for evaluations.
Sound like Law and Order for a minute.
Every goddamn day.
Right.
Every day.
Yeah.
People are being evaluated on a day-to-day basis.
That's true.
That we wouldn't have a clue about. So I think, like I said, I think we hear more about it because it's kind of in our face right now. It's kind of there's a push.
I agree.
There's a push for more mental health.
I agree.
People to take care of their mental health.
I agree.
But I promise you, having worked around it, people are being evaluated daily. You know what I'm saying? And when I worked at juvenile services, I would write referrals for evaluations monthly. I mean, not as much with youth, but I was writing them out monthly. You know, this kid need to be evaluated. This way, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, I say that to say, you know, that it's a lot more prevalent than we know.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a lot more prevalent than we know, and there's a lot of people that's being evaluated. People probably that work right next to us, and we wouldn't have a clue. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot more people that need to be evaluated.
Absolutely.
You're looking at one.
Absolutely.
I know I need to be evaluated.
Absolutely, man. And so
the whole damn country needs therapy, man.
Yeah,
that's part of the damn problem.
So
yeah,
AB, you know, AB, man, is he just kind of in our face right now. He kind of exhibit A. You know, that we, you know, gonna hear his story. We're gonna figure out, we'll find out more, you know, in the next few weeks. And you know,
he's the hot topic right now.
I don't feel bad for Tom Brady. He, in my opinion, he won enough. You know what I'm saying? Little controversy in going into the playoffs. Then show me you really the GOAT. If you can get beyond this shit, you a bad boy in my opinion. But hey, it's what it is, man. They, you know, so they'll work with it, and it's not gonna go away. It's not gonna go away quietly. It's gonna be some more stuff with it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some more stuff with it, but you know, I held off all week. You know what I mean? I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to write no post about it, nothing. I was kind of real bland in what I was saying. Because I just wanted to bring it to the table with the fellas. You know, because I know that we, you know, we gonna get some good, strong opinions. And that you know, we can say what we say without you know, wanting to shut the screen off and take our ball and go home at the end of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Like Rudy Gobert.
You know what? On my list, I need an update. I need a Rudy update. Rudy is part of the show now.
Yeah, he's a friend of the show.
Rudy is a part of the show. So CB, you are our resident Rudy Gobert expert.
Along with this guy.
As one.
Sorry, man. I figured I just. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know that Obama, and you got him next to Malcolm.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Yeah, it is.
It's not right.
It's perfect.
Cheese.
It's equal opportunity.
Get the fuck out of here, Cheese, man. You gonna say that's perfect, man?
Yeah, it's perfect.
No, man.
What did I say?
Stands alone.
Yeah. What did I say? Gina Clay said I got some ladies on here. What did I say? I got caught up in the moment. I don't know what I said. Yeah.
Hold up, Kenny. Take a minute. Shout the ladies. Go ahead, Kenny.
You know, Gina Clay, my favorite co-worker with the cookies. You know what I mean? She always had the snacks.
You know, she one of my favorites because she called herself Clay.
Who else in the building? Shia, my girl Shia. What's up?
Shia.
Who else in the building?
You had Erica Nicole.
Yeah, Erica was in the building earlier. I hope Erica's still watching. Lisa, classmate, class of '89 in the building.
Lisa probably watching a Speedo while doing jumping jack. I'm just saying, it's a difference.
Our girl Kelly was in the building. Kelly had checked in. Oh, that's cool. She said, I wanted to talk about this topic with the fact. Well, I was speaking about the round table, Gina. Damn it, Gina. I was talking about the round table, the fellas. But I'm gonna bring you on here one week. I'm gonna bring some ladies on here one week.
Mm-hmm.
Talk. Yeah. And
that'd be great.
I've had some discussions with, me and Gina worked across the goddamn, she worked across the hall from me. So, we've had a lot of spirited conversation. I wouldn't even call what we have debates. We had some really spirited conversation. And she was a hooper in high school, so.
You always got some faithful ladies in here, and it's pretty cool.
Oh, she was a 3-sport player. I stand corrected.
Okay.
But we never talked about the other 2 sports. You just talked about your basketball career. I think you said you were a point guard.
Oh. That's cool. That's great stuff, man. I tell you what, though, man. Seriously, I tell you what. We talk about football, but we all know ladies are the leading consumer of NFL apparel. And
I see that.
Yeah, ladies in them sports.
For years.
Man. Yeah, man. And don't sleep on them, It's not like it used to be, because a lot of ladies are into this, football and basketball more than they used to be. So
and so Rudy Gobert.
This guy is supposed to be a defensive specialist, blocking shots, and this motherfucker couldn't block COVID.
Well, I don't know what to say. I mean,
explain that shit to me.
That's a serious issue, though, man. I mean, I don't know what to say about that.
Did he do this? Did he touching the mics and shit?
Nah. He texted me, let him know he's all right, but about it. Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Friend of the show.
That man shut the NBA down.
He sure did. Keep it real, CB. I can't deny that. No, he didn't just shut the NBA down. He shut a lot of leagues down.
Free.
He really
Rudy.
did. Yeah.
Free Rudy.
Rudy, if you're listening, we're pulling for you, big fella.
We will get him on the show.
That's gonna be a ratings setter.
Now I want to get Djokovic on the show. Jokic on the show.
Get my man Morris too.
Nah. They don't want nothing but them Jokic brothers.
No.
You think they're in the Ukrainian mafia or something?
You never know, man.
Nah. I think they just, they're in the moment. They are the brothers of the reigning MVP of the NBA right now.
Yeah.
They're feeling themselves a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, but listen, we can't go without mentioning the great win that the Knicks had at the Garden last night after being down by 20. Came back in the fourth. Fournier.
Who they beat?
Yeah.
Boom. RJ Barrett. Game-winning shot.
Yeah, he did. 3-pointer.
All night.
3-pointer.
Who they beat?
Celtics.
Boston.
Kelly Nicole,
I'll
one
tell you
of the
this,
ladies.
though. In the last, I want to say like 3-4 minutes of that game, I think it was the strongest play that I've seen from Jay Tatum. I mean, he dimes, 3-pointers, going to the hole. I mean, but unfortunately, when RJ Barrett hit the game-winning shot, he was the one playing defense, and he was all over RJ. I mean, the defense, you couldn't ask for any tighter defense. But if RJ, I know that game must have really, aside from the L, him putting in work those last, I want to say like 3-4 minutes of the game, man. They just kept going to Jay Tatum, and he was Kobe-esque. But they came up short.
You know, that was amazing.
It's Kobe-esque now.
Yeah. It's a word.
If you look, let me tell you something. If you look at Jay Tatum's moves, you can see that he trained with yes, he did.
No, you're right. No,
he trained with Kobe, and you can see some of his moves.
No. Oh, I thought you were gonna say he was just
Kobe got his moves. I thought, that's why I said that we call him the Kobe-esque now, and Kobe got all his moves from him.
Nobody goes to the trash can and throws a piece of trash in the trash and says Jordan anymore.
But he's still the GOAT.
They say Kobe.
My quota for saying nice things about Kobe has been reached. Even though that was 2021, I was over the limit for 2021. God bless him. You know, God rest. Kobe rest, please. But
Legends never die.
I'm not gonna keep saying no nice stuff about that guy.
Legends never die.
The nicest thing I'm gonna say about Kobe now is rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
You did well. You did well, young man. You did well.
Absolutely.
Damn. Going hard, big fella.
Yeah.
There ain't no disrespect.
Yeah, was it? Yeah.
Disrespect.
Kind of, yeah. It was. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Kind of borderline cheese, kind of borderline.
Yeah.
They say right after you say no disrespect, you can say some disrespect.
Disrespectful. That's right.
Disrespectful. No doubt.
Yeah. Yeah.
God bless Kobe.
Yes, indeed.
God bless Kobe Bryant. Big Rod told me.
I had to give a shout out
hit the disclaimer on y'all though.
What?
He said, hit the disclaimer. And Keon talking about get him, Kenny. Yo, for us to be cousins, man, he sure is like getting on me tonight, man.
Oh, family love, man.
Yeah,
that's the type shit, man.
Yeah, it's my dog, man.
So Antonio Brown was a Pittsburgh Steeler for a few years. He played with Big Ben, another guy that had his troubles. You know, he seemed to have overcome his troubles, and he's possibly playing his last game Sunday,
right,
at M&T against the Ravens. So kind of, we Baltimore guys, so that Steeler Raven rivalry over the years have been, you know, one of the best in football. You know what I mean? And I don't just say that because I'm a Raven fan. They just had some great games over the years. Big Ben actually got his first NFL action in an NFL game was the Ravens. Mm-hmm. And I remember watching that game. I remember Tommy Maddox getting wheeled out. In comes the rookie. And I remember me and Dean talked about it. After that, I said, yo, this dude gonna be a problem. So the Ravens won the game, but I looked at Big Ben that first game, I said, this dude gonna be a problem. He looked like the real deal. You know what I'm saying? He didn't look rattled. And that's back when the Ravens defense was always 1, 2, top 5 every year. You got Suggs teeing off on you. You got Ray Lewis back there. You got Ed Reed back there, And Big Ben, I said, yeah, he gonna give us a problem. And sure shit, he was a problem pretty much every year, until even this year, So just to give y'all thoughts, number one on Big Ben, and then that Steelers Ravens rivalry over the years.
Can they still make the playoffs?
No, I think both are. I think both got like a skinny chance.
I think Ravens need help.
I think both need help. Both need a lot of help, but I don't see either one of them getting in with all the help they need. But it's going to be a good game either way. And another thing before y'all go, it never mattered who was playing. We played that game with backup quarterbacks. They've had backup quarterbacks. It never mattered who was playing in that game. It was always going to be hard hitting.
Right.
And it was always going to go right down to the wire. Except you got a few exceptions where it was some blowouts here and there, but always a good football game when they meet. Y'all got anything on that? Big Ben or the rivalry?
Well, I was gonna say, man, I've always I've liked Big Ben. He's like a big quarterback. And he's one that could shake off defenders, who try to like bring them down. So he got that physical. He reminded me just a little bit of like Elway, the physicality, just what you want to call like the ruggedness or whatever, But he'll who's their backup? Who's gonna be there next year? That's gonna be the big question for Pittsburgh. I don't know who. I know they picked up Haskins, I think, from Washington, I think about a year ago when Washington let him go. But he's I think that he will rank in the list of top quarterbacks. He was not a scrub.
Mm-mm.
No, he was not a scrub.
First ballot.
Yeah. Yeah. He got 2 rings, right?
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Undeniable. Yeah, he was great.
Made a hell of a tackle to get him into that first Super Bowl. Made a hell of a tackle on that fumble. And he stopped a short touchdown. If he don't make that tackle, that's a touchdown, and the coach probably go to the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Now let me ask you this: what you think about Baker next year? There's a whole lot of talk about whether he's going to be there in Cleveland next year. I don't see what the options are. I mean, I think is this his last year? Is he up for like a new contract?
Yeah.
I don't know what his. I know he came in the same year that LJ, Lamar Jackson. So I know Lamar has a. I think I just heard it yesterday. He got an option. The team could take an option for the next year, but he could be franchised.
Yeah.
And tagged at a. But the number is a big number. So from what I've heard, the Ravens, if from a Ravens standpoint, they'd be better off trying to get a deal done. Whatever the number's going to be, it's going to be. But if you got a long-term deal, you can kind of work that to where it's a little more cap friendly, rather than the franchise, because the franchise, whatever the number is the number. And they just might have to pay him that number for 1 year. But as far as Baker Mayfield, I don't think Cleveland is sold on him at this point. I don't think Cleveland is sold on him as their guy moving forward. And when you look at that team, they are not a bad team. You know what I'm saying? They're not a bad team, but Baker Mayfield to me is the guy. He'll lose you some games just because he plays with a lot of confidence. Sometimes he overconfident in situations where he shouldn't be.
He's a little reckless.
He's a lot reckless.
Yeah.
He take a lot of chances that he probably shouldn't, and it cost that team some games up and down over these last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So
and then his injuries this past year didn't help his decision making.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So just in the rumor mill, I've heard that you got Aaron Rodgers is going to be he's going to be a free agent. They're probably going to move. I've heard Russell Wilson as another name, and I've heard those names with Pittsburgh, Cleveland, New Orleans. So you know what I'm saying, the teams that kind of got the glaring needs at quarterback, and a team that's kind of on the cusp with an older guy like Aaron Rodgers, he probably looking to go somewhere where, if I'm gonna leave Green Bay, I need to go somewhere where we're going to be contenders next year. You know what I'm saying? At his age, he's not looking to rebuild nothing. And that's if he don't just walk away, because Green Bay could actually win the thing this year. He could win the Super Bowl and say, I'm out. I'm done. So, but as far as Baker, not only do I think Baker's not the answer, Cleveland, he's going to get evicted from the stadium that he lives in with all these goddamn commercials that I see 3 times a day.
Yes, sir.
He going to have to turn his keys to the stadium in too.
Right.
So, Baker is not the answer in Cleveland, as far as I'm concerned. He can get on his caboose, pack his bags, and keep it pushing.
What team you think will be better suited for Mayfield? If you had to pick a team for Mayfield, what team would Mayfield be more effective on as a player?
It's a good question, because he has what all coaches and staffs want: a great running game.
Right.
And
a great running game.
Great running game. He has 3 fantastic running backs.
He got above average receivers.
Yeah, and the thing which I totally thought was going to be was bull crap, how you didn't throw to Odell Beckham when he was open. So then when he goes, they say, okay, he's going to get better. He's actually gotten worse.
Who?
Baker Mayfield. Since Beckham has left, he has no more excuse. His supporters have always said, well, he'll be better without him.
CB, Rodney said Oklahoma.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But, does he got any eligibility left?
Would they want his ass back?
Well, the coach left, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, his coach left. Yeah, they probably wouldn't want him back. USC. His coach went to USC, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, he took that job 7:00 Sunday morning because he said the negotiation just started the night before.
Right, that's right. I do remember that. That's right.
Yeah, I got some oceanfront property in the desert that I can sell you too if you believe that shit.
I felt like he was always overrated, Mayfield.
Yeah.
I thought he was. It's not like he was not, like, he's a good quarterback. I didn't see him as one that could, like, he could take you into the playoffs. I don't know if he can lead you to the championship, the conference championship, much less than the Super Bowl, unless he has a lot of help. Super defense, super line on both sides of the ball, receiving core, powerful running game. Like, he would have to have all of that on top of his. But there's sometimes where I don't know if it's the decision making or the strength of his arm. Maybe it's because of the injuries or whatever. But if you look at some of his throws, you'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, it could be some of the injuries, but it was the same thing last year. And sometimes like are you and the receiver on the same, I'm just saying, like, I don't see like those, like I see more from Kyler Murray than I see from I see more promise in Kyler Murray than I see in Baker Mayfield.
So do I.
Yeah. And when you look at Murray, when I saw him in the first year, I was like, oh my gosh, man, because he was getting his ass beat. I remember those first 2 or 3 games, man. You kind of wonder, like, yo, is he gonna make it? But he's stuck in there. Look at him now. Then you have to hope the same thing for these young boys. Jalen Hurts. You got some of these young boys in the league now. But Mayfield is like the middle of the pack. He's not the cream.
Be a good backup.
Yeah. Like Cam.
No, he ain't. Cam ain't no good backup. Oh, Cam.
Damn, I thought we were gonna get away from that.
Oh, get the hell out of here, man.
Carolina,
you gotta give me a Cam segment and a free Rudy segment, man.
Hey, Carolina's just a bad team. They went back went back to Sam Darnold, and he lost the game too. They ain't just Cam lose. Everybody on that lose. Yeah. They just suck. They suck right now.
He's a wagyu steak. He done.
We'll see next year.
Next year ain't gonna be no next year, man.
I tell you what,
going home, man.
Here's my sleeping.
Done.
And I told my other cousin Mike this. Gardner Minshew, who's the backup for the Eagles. I think he's a fantastic. No, he's with the Eagles.
Oh, now, right.
Yeah, right. I think he's a fantastic quarterback. I would not be surprised if he's starting somewhere, maybe the Browns next year.
Who?
Gardner Minshew.
Are you serious?
Seriously. And this is what I told my cousin. See, this is why I say, I go inside I kind of take myself as how can I say it? As somebody who loves sports. Charles and Kenny, you have to go inside the game. Take yourself inside the game. You watch Gardner Minshew play. Even with Jacksonville, he got hurt. They got on the Trevor Lawrence train. They gave him away. They should have never gave him away. He's 200 times better than Trevor Lawrence.
Damn.
And I'm going to tell you this. And when you look at it, you're going to say, oh, my goodness. Look at his pound-for-pound stats with Patrick Mahomes. And when I say pound-for-pound, he has not thrown as many passes or many touchdowns as Patrick Mahomes. But look at his games and look at his attempts. Look at his touchdowns against interception.
Cheese.
It's a total fact.
Comparing Mahomes
listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Pound for pound, meaning you have to.
If you can do ounce for ounce, it wouldn't matter.
No, it's sort of a per capita thing. If you look at his stats, go, Kenny. I know you're pretty good at this. Pull his stats up, if you can, and you look and you say, just like when I tell people, okay, there are certain guards who are just in the history. They say, oh, Klay Thompson, top 75 guard. He could be. But there are 7 or 8 two guards who are better than Klay Thompson, pound for pound. But they see, okay, he's with Steph and it's the champion. I understand that. But if you look at Minshew stats and then look at the stats in college and then to the pros, the dude is amazing.
All right, I got him up.
Look at his stats.
So what are we looking at?
Anything
I got his career. So he got 26 games. Let me see. 63.5 completion percentage, 5,700 yards, 7 yards per attempt, 39 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
Absolutely, that's fantastic. That's Aaron Rodgers like. That's fantastic.
Any coach will tell you that Gardner, if you ask any coach in a room, offensive room, what do you think of Gardner Minshew? They will tell you he is a fantastic young talent. I'm telling you this now. When he came in that game, when Jalen Hurts wasn't playing, the Eagles looked totally different with him in the lineup. Mm-hmm. He was fantastic. He was so good that me and my cousin talked about it. He went into the Eagles front, coach's office and said, what do I have to do to be the starter? Because in his mind, he thinks he's better than Jalen Hurts. And I think he is. I'm just saying, you were talking about the Browns, Kenny, so I'm just giving you an option of who I think the Browns may want to consider getting.
Well, personally, I hope they keep Baker Mayfield.
No, I think it'd be a disservice. With a guy like Minshew, I'm sorry, man.
I'm a Raven fan. I hope they keep Baker Mayfield. I hope they sign him to a 20-year extension.
So, CB, I'm sorry, man. I just had to bring that up. I mean, you know.
It's okay. It's all good.
But you see where I'm coming from with that.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Yeah, I hope they keep Baker Mayfield and sign him to a lifetime deal. And they go 6-11 the next 12 years. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But they play 17 games now. Yeah, I have no interest in pulling for the Cleveland Browns and they fixing that quarterback position whatsoever. Also, happy birthday to Lamar Jackson. You got about an hour and a half left. A little over an hour left in your birthday. His birthday was the day, January 7th. Happy birthday, LJ8. Get well, my man. You know, let's sit this one out Sunday. Get that contract done, big boy. You know, I know you're ready to get that bag, so you know, get that contract together, and we'll see you out there next year, getting it in, doing what you do for the Ravens. You know. Mm-hmm. So man, we good, fellas. Man, I'm gonna cut it right there, cause got something else I'm gonna hold off for next week, unless we have another big story, another AB. You know, something else happened where it's gonna get us heated again.
Well, I think well, not to get you heated, but I think Clay makes his debut. I think soon.
Yeah, I think this Sunday.
Now,
I think Sunday. I think versus Cleveland.
Yeah, Sunday. Yeah, he's supposed to come back Sunday. Mm-hmm. I'm not a Golden State fan, but I love watching them guys play.
Yeah, I just want to see them play.
I like watching them play, man. They play the right way. They keep their ball moving. They get great shots. You know, even for them, even for somebody like myself, they coach kids that try to shoot them shots that them guys shoot. You know, for professionals, they shoot great shots. Mm-hmm. You know, they move the ball. I like the ball movement. They play good defense, team defense. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of the way they play. I don't really care if they win or lose, and I just like watching them play. Mm-hmm. And having Clay back, and I don't know if you guys saw the video. He hit like 24 straight threes the other day, and like,
I saw something.
Shoot around or something. Like, that's ridiculous, man. 24 straight.
Right.
You know, so
he's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. So if you get them guys, they already clicking. They already playing well. If he's able to come back and be Clay, you know what I mean? I mean, he had a pretty dramatic injury. You know what I'm saying? So that's I think that's the big thing. He did his rehab. He did the stint down in the D League. I think he feel like he's ready to go. I mean, I don't know if they say he's 100%. Yeah. But I mean, they feel like he's ready to play. So that's the first thing. I'm hopeful that he's able to come back from this injury, and be himself. I don't want him to come back and be, a third of what he was or a fourth. Come back being the Clay that we know he can be, because Clay's still a young man. Mm-hmm. Clay not even 30 yet, is he?
I'm not sure.
I don't know his age.
He's probably around 31.
While looking it up,
I would say he's about 32.
Okay, well, he's a young guy still. But he still got some years to go. He's not at the end of his career.
No.
He's not fighting back from a injury at the end of the career. It's he's still in his prime. So I'm pulling for Clay, man. Just to come back full strength and do what he do out there. Mm-hmm. Any closing thoughts, fellas?
Yeah. No, I appreciate you letting me. I might not be able to come on next Friday because I might find the Jill Scott tape by then. So I might be busy.
Taking a drive up to Philadelphia, man.
No, man.
You're gonna serenade him, man.
It's a little TMI.
I ain't got this 70 yet. I ain't got this 70 yet for nothing.
Little TMI, you know. He'd be somewhere with the tape and the lotion.
Oh, damn it.
Did he just say that? I remember Kenny said, did he just say that?
Yeah, fuck it. We wrapping it up. You know, ain't nobody watching no way. Ain't nobody heard.
I wouldn't even said that.
Ain't nobody heard that shit.
Only about 900 million on YouTube.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all.
Who are they? Who are they? They ain't gonna say nothing.
Nah.
It's our secret.
We all family.
We all fam.
We all family here.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, you know, in closing, fellas, I appreciate y'all for coming on, man.
No doubt.
You know, y'all two guys are, you know, the original. You know, kind of helped me jump this thing off when we first started back in October. So it was us three. So, you know, what better way to start the new year off with the original three? We got some other roundtable members that join us from time to time. Dean, Neil, Charles, Coach C. So, you know, shout out to them guys. Happy New Year. But, you know, this is just the start. It's just the start of the new year for us. You know, we're gonna keep the ball going, man. Try to have some fun with this thing. I know, you know, it's sports, so it's a whole lot of shit going on all year. We got NBA really starting to kick up around All-Star break.
College March Madness.
Yeah, I've been watching some college ball. Been a few good games of college.
Georgetown took an L earlier this week.
Yeah, Georgetown young. Georgetown young, man. They're gonna take some bumps. I watched that Maryland-Illinois game last night.
Ooh, man.
Illinois is tough.
Oh my gosh, man. Very tough.
They got, man. That big kid they
Cockburn.
got. Him and the guard, Frazier.
Right.
The guard Frazier is tough.
Oh my goodness, man. He was cold in the first half, man, but in the second half, he heated up, man.
Yeah, he tough.
And I'm gonna tell you something. When I look at this is just my view, but when I look at Cockburn at Illinois, I look and see what Zion should have been.
Yeah.
Because I look at this guy as like, oh man, I think this is what everybody's expecting from Zion, but you know, he's walking around with broken bones in his foot or whatever, man.
And full disclosure, I don't expect that from Zion. I'm not on that train. Because I watched this game when he was at Duke. And for a guy that play on the block, to play the low post, if he can't overpower you, that's pretty much all he got down there.
That's right.
Now if he gets you coming full speed, downhill, you better get out the way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you know, I don't know what his what part of his game he feel like he need to work on. If he gonna be a block player, he gotta definitely sharpen his tools up down on that block. We know he's an athletic freak. You know what I'm saying? We know he's freakish athletically. And he's good, you know, around the basket if he can, you know, if he can use his athleticism around the basket. But you know, like I watched him at Duke, and just you know, he was able to bully. He was able to kind of overpower some of them guys down there where he was just too strong for him. And in the NBA, he's not going to have that luxury. Right. You know what I'm saying? To be able to just overpower people. Right. He got a lot of talent and a lot of ability, but you know, he definitely got to put some work in. You know, people talk about his weight. You know what I mean? I don't really know what the I'm not gonna get into that because he gotta learn how to play, for him. Because people gonna tell him, yo, you gotta lose this weight, you gotta be this weight, you gotta be that to be effective. Only he knows what he needs to do to be effective. You got to be comfortable with it. If he loses 15 pounds, that could take away whatever advantage he felt like he had. Because somebody else.
But then you have to think about the pressure on his feet, though.
But that's what I'm saying. He got to figure out what it is that he got to do to become the player that he want to be. You know what I'm saying? He got to figure that out. Because we can tell him, young fella, you need to, you got to do this, you got to do that. He could do that and then not be the player that he need to be.
True.
He could lose the 15 to 20 pounds and then be an average guy. He might turn into a 3-point shooter. Because he's not comfortable or confident around that basket. So, that's something he got to work out with his team. Him and his team that he worked out with. And I think the main thing is the injury. Because I don't think he's gonna play this year. That's what it's looking like. It don't look like he's gonna play this year. Which he didn't play much last year, right? So you're talking about he could potentially have lost two whole seasons, and the pandemic where they didn't, they played part of that year with some injuries. Because that was his rookie year, right?
Yeah, he was hurt that year, hurt last year, hurt this year.
Yeah. So, I think he got to figure them injuries out more so than anything else. He got to get his body together. Him and AD. AD is another one that's always hurt. With all that potential, all that potential that he had, man, he just always hurt. Got to get over that part. We got to figure out what is it that I got to do training wise that's going to get my body to where I can perform for 6 to 8 months, at a high level, that NBA grind. And to me, AD, again, and both of them was New Orleans draftees. So could it, I hate to say it's something going on in New Orleans, but that's how people do. We speculate. You know what I'm saying? We look at stuff like that and say, what's going on in the training down there?
Right? Well, D. Cousins was down there too.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So, so it's a lot, man. It's I pull for these guys, man, because I just want to see people at their best. I don't particularly have a particular team that I root for in the NBA. I like the players. I just like to see people, live up to the hype, the ability. You know what I'm saying? And I also understand that, you come in with a lot of hype and you got to earn that shit at the NBA.
Oh, no doubt.
You got to earn it. Nobody give a fuck what you did at Kentucky. Nobody care what you did at North Carolina or Duke.
That's right.
You up here with us because it's a guy that didn't go to college at all. That's what I'm saying?
Right.
He trying to eat too.
That's right.
Or somebody from across the water.
These are the big dogs.
Yeah, Luka and them guys, man. These guys trying to eat.
Right.
So, yeah, I pull for these guys just to get it together and figure out how to be pros. And that's what the bottom line is. You got to learn how to be a pro. And in America, I can't speak for what happened over across the water with guys like Luka and all them guys. I know they played professional basketball as teenagers. Once they are identified as a talent, over them countries, they kind of get them guys in them basketball academies and have them playing professional basketball at a young age. Or they at least training with professionals. In America, a lot of these guys we hype. A lot of these guys get a lot of hype. They get these YouTube sensations. They got all these extravagant highlights, and they throwing these videos around, and we watching these kids, from the 7th grade. Oh, he gonna be the next this, or he gonna be the next that. You know what I'm saying? And then you get to the 10th, 11th grade, and you don't hear nothing else from them. You know what I'm saying? Because they was on the hype train. They were so pumped up with what everybody was saying about them. but it's what it is, man. It's, I just watch, and I don't follow it the way I used to because it's just different now. We grew up at a time where you kind of got them little magazines, the Street and Smiths and the college basketball yearbook every year. You kind of followed your teams, and you knew who the high school players were up and coming. The McDonald All-Americans, and who was on the radar, and you kind of could follow them guys, through college and whatnot, through the NBA draft. Now, guys is one and done, or now they can go right to the D League. So it's all kind of ways now. And I don't have time to follow that stuff like I used to. Oh, but I love the game.
Oh man,
I love the game, so I try to keep in tune as much as possible. And we on break right now for COVID, my team. So we haven't been in the gym almost a month now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Well, we practiced right before the Christmas break. But we haven't had a game. We haven't had a game in almost a month.
Wow.
So, and now we still on hold. So there's no telling, man. I don't know. I think the season in jeopardy. If they can't figure out how to deal with this COVID stuff. So
that's a whole other thing, man.
Yeah. Yep. So, fellas, I appreciate it.
Okay, my man.
100%, man. We're gonna keep in touch. If it's something that pop up during the week that we might need to jump on right quick, get a little 10 to 15 minutes there. AB may give us some more shit to.
I hope not.
Free Rudy.
No, I hate not.
Or Rudy.
Free Rudy.
And then listen, and Rudy out with COVID right now, so we might be able to get Rudy on, man. He got a little free time right now. I mean,
right.
You go BO, I go MX.
Yeah. I love bro. Well, we had to discuss that another time. But I got some questions for you, CB, about that. We'll get into it now.
About Barack?
No, about Malcolm X. But we'll get into it another time. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Shout out to Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Shout out. I'm gonna send Denzel a shout out. See if he come on and do Malcolm for us.
Yeah.
And actually, there's another Malcolm in The Godfather of Harlem. I can't remember the actor.
Pretty good, man. Yeah.
Oh, he's really good.
Yeah,
I can't remember the actor's name.
Yeah.
But he's playing the hell out of that role, man.
Yeah, he's pretty good, man.
Shout out to The Godfather of Harlem.
Yes, sir.
Good show.
Yes, sir.
All right, fellas.
All day.
We are out, man. Appreciate y'all.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Another episode done.
Yes, indeed.
Back 2022 episode 1 in the books.
Yes, sir.
All right, fellas. Peace out.
All right. Peace out, fellas.
Next week.
Yes, sir.
All right.